Niners! Oh, man, here we go. Now we're underway. The offseason is already underway. And the BS from the media is starting to flow at a rapid rate. And they're not even going to wait this year. But it'll be fun. It's always fun offseason, as long as you don't take anything too seriously that you read. Because 90% of the time it's fabricated. But we're going to find out. Because one thing we do know is JG's worth is in question. I imagine a lot of people already realized that before anybody said anything. Because there's a percentage of us, if they wouldn't give a bag of potato chips and a non-diet Coke. So, Niners offseason is seemingly in quiet mode immediately following the Super Bowl, of course, as it always is. But the silence will end as free agency approaches. However, another presumed urgency is to deal Jimmy Garoppolo starting in March when his no-trade clause expires. So that's pretty much the time when you're going to hear something really solid get off the ground, most likely. There are some high-profile veteran quarterbacks that are rumored to be in the offseason trade conversations that I actually didn't even expect. But one thing for sure, only Garoppolo at this hour is at least a 90% or higher certainty to be shopped in the days ahead. Tonight, going to the phones for your expectations on the Jimmy Garoppolo trade efforts, just prior to before they open up. Well, fam, from what we've heard since the beginning of the 2021 season and the most recent days gone by, we can conclude Jimmy Garoppolo has played his last game with the 49ers. The plan is the easy part. Working out a worthwhile trade involving JJ might be a little more difficult. Going to MMQB's Albert Breer reported the Niners will be trading Garoppolo and will elevate Trey Lance to the starting role. However, Breer reported his trade value was in flux because of the uncertainty surrounding his offseason's QB market. Free agency is unlikely to be fertile ground for teams in need of a quarterback with Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, some of the best available. However, a level of uncertainty surrounds the future of Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson. See, all this is speculation, because if I had to bet money, I'd say Aaron Rodgers does not leave Green Bay, and Russell Wilson is talking like there's no way I'm leaving, so I don't know. I imagine if you offer these teams enough, they might jump, right? I guess that's what people are thinking. But ESPN's Chris Mortensen reported Sunday the dynamic between Kyler Murray and Arizona is alarming. So maybe Murray could also be pried away from Arizona for the right price. Because you know what? If you're out here looking for a quarterback and you're giving away big assets like first-round picks or whatever, and Kyler Murray, as we speak, is actually trying to protect his integrity on social media, going to work against some of the accusations made against him by the organization. Basically, they're saying he's kind of lazy. He's not the first one in, and he's sure as hell ain't the last one out. During practice every day, I said, ooh, oh, there goes a shot to a man's pride. What are you guys saying about Kyler? But anyway, especially since Garoppolo is in the final year of his contract, the Niners might struggle to yield a significant return for him. Any teams interested in JG could choose instead to wait the Niners out in the hopes he's released outright, which is a possibility. Cutting him would add $1.4 million to the Niners salary cap, but save them $25.6 million. If push comes to shove, it seems unlikely John Lynch would carry Garoppolo's $27 million cap hit when there's so much savings to be had from just go ahead and move on. At this point, it's tough to argue Garoppolo should be viewed as an optimal starting option on a championship contender. The Niners have given it 5 seasons and made the playoffs twice over that span. Ironically, only when Garoppolo was healthy, as he was out too much. But when he was on the field, 49ers were going to win, and they did. His postseason performances measured by the digits don't add any appeal, though, as he threw for 962 yards, 4 TDs, and 6 INTs in those 6 appearances. Add that to the fact of JG's inability to avoid injury. Somehow he's going to get hurt. In fact, the only reason we lost this year is because he was hurt. Coming down the stretch with a torn-up hand and a banged-up shoulder, going against the Rams, losing by 3. So you take that away, and it's kind of easy to say, hey, you know what? if he's healthy, obviously the 49ers are going to win. He did that, came that close, and also he had a little help, and I'm not making excuses. There was a little help from his friends to lose that game, but that's neither here nor there now. It is what it is, and we've got to make these moves. JG's played a full season just once is another a concern. The end of his time in the Bay Area shouldn't end Jimmy's time as NFL starter, though. His biggest problem with the Niners was that he's merely a pretty good passer when an elite signal caller is pretty much often needed to get your franchise just over that top. Because there's a lot of passers out there that do good. And, in fact, when you think about it, when's the last time a Super Bowl quarterback came back for a second year in a row and won it, right? So a lot of quarterbacks are actually in this basket. It's not really an indictment on Garoppolo just alone, because a lot of quarterbacks are not going to come back to the Super Bowl. They're not even going to make the playoffs the second time. But what you got here is a situation where you're going to have to keep rolling the dice. And maybe Jimmy goes to another team and ends up in the Super Bowl. Then we sit back and say, well, you know what, at the time it was the right thing to do. But, okay, congrats to you, JG. And that's to move on. Because actually there is no formula for this other than luck. After watching Super Bowl yesterday and seeing how the Rams got all those added chances to get in that end zone, that's luck. That's pure luck. But the Bengals just as well could have won that game. But JG is viewed by many as a good short-term option for a handful of teams around the league. He threw for 3,810 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 12 INTs, and nobody will get over in this past year. And what could be a buyer's market at the QB, though, JG's resume, other than his winning percentage, may not provide enough real advantage for Lynch in a trade negotiation, especially if some of the longer-tenured vets who have hope plus credentials. You look at Aaron Rodgers and you don't consider anywhere. Jimmy's not going to be anywhere in his league, right? You look at Russell Wilson. Some of the other guys, so I'm not sure. When I look at Jameis Winston, do I take Jameis over Jimmy? A lot of people, especially 49er fans, will say absolutely. Marcus Mariota, would you take him over Jimmy? Who else is out there? There's a few others out there. For Kyle Shanahan, I most likely, even Carson Wentz, I take Jimmy. Why? Because Jimmy, his problem is hurt. He fits in with what Kyle wants to do. He doesn't have to have a tremendous offensive line because he gets rid of the ball quickly. I know everybody, he needs to get out of the pocket. Well, yeah, but still, if you can get rid of the ball quickly, that saves a lot of trouble. So, in fact, next year we're going to have a good offensive line. Trey's not going to be able to get rid of the ball that fast. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to scramble out of trouble all the time, but he does have that cannon of an arm, and maybe that'll come in handy. But we're going to have an offensive line fix. And I hope the 49ers are aware of that. You cannot put Trey out there with this past year's offensive line. Will it be the names that we're constantly hearing for Jimmy G, though, like the Texans, Steelers, Broncos, Washington Commanders, the Bucks? The Bucks have already put it out there. We're looking for a quarterback. Although they're not taking Tom Brady off their active list. They're going to keep Brady in tow. Does that mean they're going to keep him on the books for the salary of the cap? It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Or will the Niners just cut JG and say, you know what, dude, go ahead, get it, man. Whatever you want to do, we're going to leave that up to you, which is highly unlikely, though, because 49ers need some return for Jimmy Garoppolo. And is that a feasible or acceptable option for you? And what would you do? And what's Jimmy going to fetch? In your mind, what's going to happen with this? All right. Let me put on my ears. And I want to hear what you got to say. Not about nature. Let's not get a bunch of a-hole responses. Because I like Jimmy G doesn't make me any more or less fan than you. I am not a hater. I do support Trey Lance. But, I'm just telling the truth. It is. What I said is the truth. It's nothing about my love for G. I'm just saying what it is. All right? And you can do the same. All right? Papa! Oh, Darius. I'm getting too many names thrown in front of me. Okay. Darius! Come on in. Darius.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, and I can hear you now. Were you saying something before? Okay. Darius, come on in, man.
Yeah.
JG's about to get shopped, and what do you think we're going to get for him? We're going to get anything for him? Is it going to be just cut him and save the money? What do you think's going to happen here? Well, anything you got in mind?
Yeah, I saw an early report that Washington is going to justify or will try to justify, giving up a first rounder for Jimmy because of the weak quarterback class. If we can get that Washington, if we literally, which I don't think, but if somehow we do just Jimmy for that 11th overall pick, oh my, that'd be perfect.
I know.
That'd be beautiful. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we have to throw in another draft pick, maybe a third or fourth, for a player. But regardless, if he goes to Washington, we get that 11th pick. I think that'll be huge, and I'd personally be a fan of that. We get a high draft pick, right? We're in that spot where we can either get a DB like Ahmad Gardner, or I haven't done too much draft homework yet, so I don't know all the prospects. I know Ahmad Gardner, especially at cornerback, is a position of need for us. So that'd be a big if somehow
A cornerback.
we can pick him up.
Yes.
So yeah. So
Imagine.
other than that, I think Steelers, Washington, maybe Tampa. I think those are our top three. The top three chances you may go to those three places. Yeah.
Yeah, because the 49ers, uh, I think they could get a conditional pick for him, honestly. It's going to be like if Jimmy lasts, of course, and that means it wouldn't
Like
kick in
like
until
what?
later. If Jimmy goes all season long without getting hurt, or he
Yeah.
plays
Like what?
17 games, I'm not sure what number
Like what
you'd get.
Philly?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like what Philly and like because Philly did that with Carson Wentz this year. So it was the
Conditional pick.
Colts gave Philly a conditional second round pick, right? So if Carson Wentz played like a certain amount of snaps, that or percentage of snaps, that second round pick would turn to a first round pick. So now Philly has the Colts first round pick. So if you do something like that, I'll be fine with. But the issue is if Jimmy's always injured, so I'd be very
Yeah,
hesitant.
yeah.
If I'm
If I'm, yeah, because that's what happened this year. I mean, because during that stretch when we came back from 3-5, dude was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Jimmy was
hmm
fabulous, man. But then as soon as he got hurt,
yeah.
of course, that's the way it is. This is what worries me now about the 49ers' future. When Jimmy doesn't play, we suck. But Trey Lance is not CJ Beathard. He's not. I'm just still a
Yeah.
little stung
Nick
by that. And
Mullins.
if next year we look bad, I'm going to say, oh man, see, I don't know, man. I had a feeling this was going to happen, and I'm hoping I don't have to say that. Let's because we got to win
Right.
next year. We can't wait for growth. We can't wait for years. This is a Super
hmm
Bowl ready team now, right? Still, we
hmm
lose a few
Yeah.
pieces, but still, got to get it done. So
Yeah.
a conditional trade pick would be nice. High, but first round means we got to wait till next year to get it, though.
If we do conditional,
Yeah, right. Because he's
I
got to.
I honestly don't know all the terms
Well, see, if you get
of a
if
conditional
Washington
trade.
says Niners will give you a first round pick, if we pick him up and he goes the whole season, if he does it, we'll drop it to a third. I mean, if I'm watching that, that's what I might say. And now if I'm 49ers, I might take it just because I don't have a first round pick for 2 years. So I may have to
Yeah.
run that risk.
I Yeah, but if Washington were to do that they would have to give a first rounder for not this upcoming draft, but for the next draft. So I
Yep.
don't think the Niners would do that anyways. I think they'd
Yeah,
want to pick in this year's draft and not next year's draft.
that's true.
So I don't think. So I think, yeah, I think it'd be a pick from this year, not next year.
Yeah.
Like for example, like what Philly and the Colts did. So now Philly has the Colts first round pick this year. So if we even if we get something like that, that'll be for next year. I want someone for this year, personally, Ronbo. I think we don't, like you said, this team is Super Bowl ready. I don't want to
Yeah.
wait and see what happens this year, and then you get a first round pick, and then we see.
That's
You know
a
what I'm trying
scare.
to say? So
I do know. That's what I'm scared to death about. I don't mind
mhm.
Jimmy leaving, but please tell me this team's going to continue to roll. Because you still got Kittle, you got Debo, you got a
Yeah,
defense that's
I
great.
think
I don't have time for somebody to grow. I need somebody to get in there and do it now. But wait, maybe he's ready. I don't know.
no, I think he's ready, and I think he's. I mean, I think some of our fans, I'm not going to say a lot, but I think some of our fans are going to expect Trey Lance to come in and have like a Patrick Mahomes type second year, right? Like when Mahomes sat his, it's not going to happen. Like, come on here, let's just be realistic. I think he's going to be an upgrade from Jimmy G, because I think he's going to stretch opposing defenses apart because of that deep ball. I think we're going to see a big year from Brandon Ayuk next year. Because I think he's our best deep threat, and he just beats man coverage every single time. And Trey Lance has a really good ability to put that ball like deep so that Brandon can get in it. Because Brandon also has that long wingspan, right? So
but I'd still rather have a deep threat receiver. I want to see a 4-3 guy, a 4-2 guy though. I mean, I like Ayuk. He runs, like you say, great route, but I still need that guy that can go deep and scare the bejesus out of the defense. Now guys are backing up out of the box. Everything falls into place, and it's easier. Even for Trey, who's going to have to get rid of the ball faster, because that offensive line is not going to allow him to take the big wind up. A lot of things have to fall into place. We're going to see though, fam. Let's see you midweek. Yeah, all right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Right,
have a nice night.
Thank you. You too. As I was saying earlier before I mistaken, it's Papa Dragon. That's more like the WWE. Yeah. Yo,
what's up? Is the mute off?
Yeah. Is the what?
Yeah, I'm here. Is the mute off?
The mute's off.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
This is the kind of thing where when I used to be in the kitchen, my mom used to ask, Ron, are you in that kitchen? No. Well, who's in there? I don't know. I'd be in there eating desserts. Pop, I had a terrible thing about desserts. Late night after everybody else I thought was not watching, I'd be in there sneaking stuff out of the fridge. Got caught just about 90%
You know what?
of the time.
You need to stop, because right now, you're skinny butt over there eating 8,000 calories a day. You don't want to hear that.
I know, you know what I'm saying?
I want to hear that. You're a skinny tail.
But Pop, I gotta tell you, man, we got to get something for JG. I cannot imagine him just walking out of here for free. What do you think is going to happen?
All right. Well, first, before we do anything, I want to just knock a couple things just out of the way, because I don't know what has been going on with you lately, but I don't know what happened since last night and tonight. But something happened. I don't know what it is, but let's get to the bottom of it right now. Right now.
I'm ready.
Now. Right now. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If we would have got Stafford and played him this year instead of Jimmy G, would we have won the Super Bowl?
Quite possibly. Stafford didn't get hurt, and even though, and actually would have been Stafford.
Oh, Stafford was hurt.
But he still
was playing hurt.
He still did well though. Yeah.
So he plays hurt. He plays hurt. He's got a history of playing hurt.
Yeah, I've heard his
was
shoulder
hurt
separations
all year.
and everything else.
He had an ankle, he's got a knee, and he's got a shoulder and an elbow. That's what he played through this year.
They lost some games too.
Straight up. Here's the difference between Jimmy G. Here's the difference between Jimmy G and golf. And you can lump golf right there with Garoppolo from this particular attribute. Okay? Now, Jimmy G and Garoppolo, okay, Jimmy G and Garoppolo are the same, but Jimmy G is a high-risk, medium to low-reward quarterback. Okay? So is golf. Stafford, players like Brett Favre are high-risk, high-reward quarterbacks. Okay?
I can agree.
That's your difference. Your difference is that Stafford may throw one or two picks during that game, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to throw three, but he's going to keep slinging it. After he threw 2 interceptions, he threw like a 25-yard no-look pass, and everybody's tripping out about it. I'm trying to tell people he's been doing that in Detroit for years. He started the no-look pass. He's the first player I ever seen do it. 10 years ago. The reality is, Ronbo, it's straight up. It's mathematical. It really is. Jimmy G is high efficiency, okay? But he very rarely will put that team on his back and dig him out of the hole. They win with him because of his elite release, okay? All this, the ball's going to go down the field, this kind of stuff. The Niners aren't built to throw the ball down the field. They're built to get rid of the ball quick.
That's what I was just getting ready to add.
However, you look at the tape, defenses play the 49ers differently when Trey's on the field because he does throw outside the numbers. They have to spread their coverages, okay? They have to watch if he tries to run. So there's more 11-on-11 ball. That means there'll be more opportunities, okay, for the run game, because the run game does better when Trey's in there than it did with Garoppolo, because they're crowding up the middle of the field, okay? So that brings us back to what we discussed about what Garoppolo's worth. Garoppolo is worth as much as a team is willing to win if they have the pieces in place. Garoppolo must have a good running game. He must have a good running game. He must have a strong defense. Then Garoppolo will be efficient. He also needs tough coaching because he looked better when he played for Belichick. Now, Belichick's going to be 70. And Belichick did offer a low ball pick for Garoppolo last year.
And lot more freedom out on the offense, which is what that's what I always get back to. I says, the Garoppolo we see with Shanahan is different than what he should be allowed.
It's not a freedom issue. It's not a freedom issue. Garoppolo makes the decisions on the field. He makes those decisions. Okay, when he's got the ball in his hands, that's his team.
All right,
so it's up to Garoppolo to put the ball where the ball's got to go.
That's going to be tested. I'm looking forward to see how it's going to differ next year, because I still see Garoppolo before he came to San Francisco, and they're two different quarterbacks. This is why I'm looking forward to seeing what's next year, because what we've decided that's who he is. I've seen that other Garoppolo, the one in college as well. Three different guys.
I don't think so. I don't think he is. I think he is a product of that system. He's a product of the 49ers system with a bad pass protection offensive line. He gets rid of the ball quick. That's what you do.
And that's what you got to do.
But he doesn't have – you have to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. He doesn't have the inner pocket mobility to buy extra time. He doesn't have that. He doesn't climb the pocket very well. He doesn't move laterally very well.
I think I
saw that. He's not quick.
In 2017 when he first came in with CJ. I seen all of that. That's why he was still playing.
So did I.
He was still playing the same way he was before Kyle started. Okay, here's what I want you to do, and then we seen what we've seen. So you know what? Next year's gonna be fun because we run out of time. It's gonna be fun to see how Lance does play in this system, and how Jimmy plays wherever he goes, and then we can get back and revisit this subject and see who actually was on the right play.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
But let's be real. The reality is that he still has to do it. That's the reality. Until he does it, we're all going to speculate.
And that's true. Because I want to know what it's like when a quarterback, because Stafford is allowed to bomb all day long. Coach doesn't care. I didn't wonder if Jimmy was given that freedom.
Exactly.
It looked more like he did when he was with the
Belichick. His system don't match it. He doesn't. Even if you put Jimmy Garoppolo on the Rams, he's going to look more like Jared Goff than he is Stafford. Stafford has a special arm. He has a special arm.
For that. He does have a
Garoppolo don't have that arm.
All right, we'll go with that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a big difference.
As I said, we will see next year. I feel because we're out of time now. Because with you, I could go on for 2 hours. I already know. We got to go though. All right, Bob.
Hey, I'm waiting for the 2-hour invite. I'm waiting for it. All right, brother.
All right. See you Wednesday. Have a great night, fam.
All right. You too.
Hey, Marion. Marion. All right.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, Marion, it's time to start shopping Jimmy G. What do you expect to get for him? Or is he going to be just cut because the money we need? And, what do you think?
Man, I don't know. Well, listen. Okay. I'll put it this way. The Rams ain't had a first round pick in 2016. And see what that
And
got.
they're not going to have one for a long time.
So at the end of the day, when we're talking about Jimmy G or whatever, we'll get something for him. I think we'll probably get like a third rounder, something like that. Third or lower. I don't think we're going to get a first or second with his contract and his injury and stuff. He got $25 million coming off the books.
Mm-hmm.
But, we may get something for him, man. Or they could just cut him and, like you said, and pay the, I think it's like $2 million of dead money.
1.4.
Something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.4. So, that'd be cool. That'd be fine. But this is what I really called to say. I got to get to talk to you last night. Last night showed me that the pressure is on Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. Period.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure is on those two now. It's no more excuses for those two. And Trey Lance, like you say, you got to get rid of the ball quicker. All that comes down to coaching. Got to get rid of the ball quicker, come up with plays, so that way he could be successful. Because the pressure is on everybody now. Because personally, you just can't just allow your rival that you beat up on for 6 straight beat you for the 7th, win the Super Bowl, and now you just sitting here like just a hit and duck now. You know what I mean? So the pressure's definitely on those two now. That's what that showed me. And if anybody who really watches football and that's a rival, I think you understand that.
Mm.
So. If they get, regardless of whatever they get for Jimmy G, they better make it worth their while. That's all I gotta say. And stop tipping these old.
Just the savings alone is a win for the 49ers because they need the money really badly. Unlike other teams who are out here lying, Jerry Jones, the Rams,
Absolutely.
the Tampa Bay Bucks,
Absolutely.
and others.
Look, at the end of the day, Jimmy G, as much as I like Jimmy G, you know what I'm saying, I know that he's too expensive on the books. You know what I'm saying? I get that. I know that. So, whether they trade him or whether they, cut him, we have to save money because we have to bring in, we have to bring some guys back. We got, as you know, we got a lot of free agents, dude. You know what I'm saying? Even Jawan Jennings, is he a restricted free agent, Jawan Jennings? I think I saw that today.
No, he's got one more year left. This is his 3rd year coming up. He was a 7th-round pick. If he was, say, a UDFA, yeah, there'd be some problem. But he was picked up in the 7th round?
Yeah, 7th round.
Yeah, he's got another year to go before I think he gets all 4 years.
Okay. Well, I know we got some big names. They got to make a decision on DJ Jones. They really do.
And also, you have to consider whether Mostert. I think Miami's going to go for Mostert because, because you got Mike over there now. So he's going to say, you know what, I need this guy, and I'll make this offense work. Yeah. We actually could use Mostert, but he's another guy. He's another being a cap casualty. You can't really pay him what he's going to want, though, especially when Miami's laying on his end. We'll give you that, right? And then he's okay. I'm gone. Yeah.
Well, most of them should give us a discount because the money that we did give him, he didn't hardly play anyway.
No, but the agents don't work like that. They don't care. They're going to just go by his his value.
Look, when most was healthy, man, he is phenomenal. But at the end of the day, we need durability. That's the thing. We need it's a saying I always say: either get your ass on the field or get your ass on the sideline. You can't be in between. We need durability everywhere. So it is what it is. We'll see. We got a long off season to go, man. So I'm gonna let you go because then I get frustrated. But I thank Kyle Shanahan.
Our luck for the last 5 years has been so weird. It just can't get right. And I expect. I hate to say it, but I expect more of these dramatic, absolutely wrong timing, wrong guy injuries to continue. Because we've seen nothing different in the last, this started with Harbaugh before he left. Why every damned year? So, until I don't see it, I'm not going to expect it. God.
Yeah. Yesterday could have been us, dude. That's how I look at it.
It could.
Could have been us. Could have been us. But, hey, the pressure on them now. So, we'll see. We'll see, man.
Will.
So,
all right, man.
We'll talk later.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
Yep. Same here.
And Guerrero, he said, hey, if the Niners were at the Super Bowl for sure, the refs would get involved and lose the Super Bowl. Nobody likes us. It's so funny because I wonder about that. I don't know. Hey, Shabazz.
It's my turn.
Ronbo. Hey. Shabazz, you're gambling, man. What would be the odds of getting anything worthwhile for Jimmy Garoppolo? Or is he just going to walk out and say, guys, thanks, I really appreciate it. Because you know what? I didn't want to go to Texas. I mean, what's he going to do?
Hopefully this rumor about Washington is in, so
yeah, I've heard that.
I'll give maybe about 3-1. So you said the true odds, and Vegas give odds on everything, So I think we're gonna get something for him. I think Washington and Rivera's gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah, could be.
Or Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh is gonna draft that kid. But if I know Tomlin is not gonna be in favor of starting a rookie. He's gonna start a veteran.
Yeah, most coaches don't want to start with a rookie. If your team looks like they're going to contend, a rookie's got to come in and learn things, and he's going to get beat up on the way. So if you do have a team that's pretty much ready, that's what you do.
So I think that's what happens, Ronbo. So it's looking good. We'll get something for him. I still think maybe not a first. I think a third or fourth.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. But Shabazz, one thing interesting, though, that could actually have bearing on what happens next with Jimmy and other quarterbacks around the league? The draft class this year, it's consensus. There really is no NFL-ready quarterback according to what's being said. I don't watch college football enough to know what they're talking about, but I've never heard this before. There's always a couple, and they're saying there's no guy in this draft that anybody's going to spend a first-round pick on.
Yeah. I mean, this class that came out, you had Trevor Lawrence. You had the kid Wilson that they were high praise on. You had the guy in Chicago, Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you had the guy I wanted that I got, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's the best. I think the best quarterback out of the draft class, and he will show everybody he's the best quarterback out of the draft class, but I digress. But I feel like, there's a market for Jimmy. There's definitely still a market for him.
Even if it's just short term. But how high of a pick do you want to give up? Because if I'm thinking the next year's class is going to have a great batch of 40. I use Jimmy for a bridge here. I tell him we'll give him a 1-year contract, or we'll continue this contract, see how you do. If you do well, Jimmy, we'll keep you. Otherwise, you got to know we'll probably want to move on. But right now, you got a job if you want it. And if I'm the owner, that's probably the thing I'd kind of say, because if you come out there and do a good job, and you're a winner, whatever time you played, the guys won, right? So if you should end up losing this year a lot, get hurt, then we're done. You got to be straightforward about it, right? And then I give the 49ers whatever pick that they insist upon if I'm Washington.
Yeah, and don't discount the Raiders, because McDaniels has a crush on Jimmy, so don't believe the hype.
The Raiders? It sounds like the Raiders are. Oh, Miami, you mean?
No, I meant no. I mean not Miami. I meant.
You said
I ain't thinking
McDaniels.
about Miami. I meant I didn't mean McDaniels.
I forgot. His first coach, right? They're working on a deal to keep him. Well, the media's already got it out there. Yes, the Raiders are now looking to make a deal to keep Carr in Las Vegas. Really? All right.
They don't have no faith in Carr, and they want to win. Carr is not a winner.
And he's had some great weaponry, so We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because I thought about that myself last week. I said, Daniel may want to bring Jimmy on over to Raiderville. And like Belichick
Mm-hmm.
and McDaniels probably both agree, I wouldn't use Jimmy like Kyle did, Because just Jimmy's strengths may be something else. He's sitting back and orchestrating a run game may not be what he does best, because that's not the system he grew up in. So maybe, I don't know.
And McDaniels may be able to exploit those talents.
Yeah. Or he knows
We'll
Jimmy's
see.
talents. I mean, he knows what he's capable of doing, So, yeah, he may put him on that page. The Raiders do something like that right now anyway, when you think about it. They're a pass-happy team.
Right?
They got one of the best running backs in the league, too. That's what kills me about the Raiders. That's why they ain't beating nobody. You got to know when to run. I mean, you just got to know. So, Anyway.
Bro, everybody don't know when to run. I think about yesterday.
We've seen that, all
If
right?
the stupid Bengals just
I know, right?
ball.
That's why having a glory quarterback can be a setback. He can hurt you as well as he can help you. They usually do well, but normally there's times, give him a rest. They're tearing him up in the run game. Let him run. I don't care who wins.
Right.
I mean, about the quarterback's ego. I need to win. So, we'll see.
Right.
All right, fam.
The odds are out coming up,
Yeah.
Ronbo, this year. So we're coming out at 14-1. I saw you posted that. Those were the same odds as last year. Those are great odds. So
I know.
everybody go and take $100 or $200 and bet on the Niners.
And do it right now. Don't wait before things change. Yep.
Yeah, don't wait. Because if we were to, all those rumors of Rodgers and Brady, swindle one of them, those odds is off the table.
I know, right? Suppose we got to go, though.
They off the table.
Because I got to pull out of here shortly. But
All right, Ronbo.
appreciate you, fam. Always do. Looking forward to midweek. All right. Have a good night.
All right.
Hey, Brian Culp, get in here.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you doing?
Doing all right. It's just the aftermath of another year that we end up saying, damn, again. But anyway, Brian, what do you think we're going to get for Jimmy, if we're going to get anything at all?
Well, I was reading an article, too, about possibly the Redskins, being a little stingy with it, but possibly giving up the first round. And if they give up a first round, oh, my gosh. You imagine? No, hypothetically speaking, the last time me and you talked, we were trying to think, how could the Niners get Rodgers? If we get the draft pick from the Redskins, could we get Rodgers with that first round pick?
And maybe, but we don't have. It's too bad there's not another one for next year.
No,
two first round picks, maybe.
One, but
we got.
If Rodgers
we don't have
wants
first round picks. Realize.
So if Rodgers wants out that bad, he's gonna go, right? And if the Packers were to trade him, and the Redskins did trade and get Jimmy G, and we get a first round pick for Jimmy G, and we get that 11th draft pick this year from the Redskins.
That's a nice.
Would
position.
that be enough to get? I mean, we could maybe send him a player. I don't know who we'd want to send, but
they'd ask for somebody you don't want him. They'd ask for somebody you don't want him to give. You know that, don't you?
Right.
All right. Tell you what, John. You give me that first round pick, and you give me Nick Bosa, and you can call it a day right now. Aaron will be there tomorrow morning. See, and then everybody in the office is,
too much.
God,
but
okay.
How many?
We'll
man,
call you back.
Think about it. They could say, okay, we'll give you the 2025 draft number 1 pick.
It works for the Rams. Why not?
Right?
Or worse, they would.
But no, that's what they.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the Rams this year. Is they just got a better quarterback, and I like Jimmy. And you like Jimmy. A lot of people like Jimmy. And the problem with him is he just couldn't do a little bit more. He couldn't push the ball downfield, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That's why when the Niners had the draft capital they had last year, and we've said this before, they offered, to get Rodgers last year. They went off and they tried to get a veteran quarterback. If you go back and you look at this, I think there is a thing about Kyle Shanahan not liking rookies or trusting them because he was all in for Kirk Cousins. And the reason this is a little weird right now that the Kirk Cousins thing is happening, he went to Minnesota. The Redskins didn't want to deal him to us.
Well, that's the thing with Washington. Is always
going
going to be a problem. Normally,
but
Snead's not. Yeah,
Washington. Yeah, we should say Washington because they're not the Redskins anymore.
They're
So
the Commanders
Washington
now.
didn't want to deal. Yeah, the Commanders, right? Yeah, so, yeah. So if they didn't want to deal them back then to us, now they want us to deal Jimmy to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be a favorable trade. You know, we might not get what we want from them.
Yeah, because Norm's not. Yeah, he'd rather not deal with the 49ers.
It's like there's certain
Especially
teams
the
that we just don't trade with very well. There's just certain teams, and I know, like, you know, NFC teams, you don't really get to trade with them very often because you could play them in the playoffs or something, right?
Exactly.
You know, and then you could reap the reward.
And there's bad blood between the 49ers and some clubs. Like the Giants and 49ers will never, ever make a trade. You know, and the Raiders and 49ers, they do not like to deal. And
no, not too often.
It's really weird. We're trying to think of the last time we made a deal with the Raiders, with the Giants.
It doesn't seem like we make trades with the Raiders. It seems like we let our players go and the Raiders pick them up.
And for some reason, see, that's what the Raiders. That's the Raiders. Yeah, 49ers released him. We got him. All right. And just to piss them off, this is gonna be. Hey, Jerry, we got plenty for you here. Navarro Bowman, get over here. Yeah, never mind. Let's not get started with that.
Charlie Garner, Gary Rice. I mean, there's a lot of them that went that way, you know. And it's just like we had really good players, and then, you know, because we were, you know, where we were at, and kept players they like the weather, you know, they like where they live at, you know, and the Raiders are just right, they were just right across the bay, you know. So,
well, Brian,
boom, you know, they went.
We ran out of time. I tell you what, I'll be back midweek though, looking for you. Goodbye, Madison family. All right, and have a great night.
All right, I'll be back because I like to get in here and talk a little Niners football with you too. And
all right,
yeah, we ran out of time, but hey, just keep looking forward to that because there's going to be a big vet quarterback, you know. And I know everybody's behind Trey, but it's going to happen. We're going to get somebody.
Yeah, I'm next worried about the backup. You know, it's a real scary situation right now. There's nobody but him there.
Even if they bring in a vet, even if they bring in a vet and it's not Nate Settled, they're going to bring in somebody, you know, and they have to.
Yeah.
All right. Ronbo, thank you. Go Niners.
All right, fam. Yo, Elliot.
Ronbo.
Yeah, Elliot.
Come on in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, I'm in here, bro. What's up?
Hey, man, we're looking at the Jimmy G situation now because he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be priority one. They got to do some things between now and March. But, you know, what are you expecting to get for Jimmy G?
You know what? Honestly, no more. It'd be great to get a second round pick for him, but I don't expect no more than a third round pick, and that's because we're looking to get something for him. If you're a team, I'm not giving you what you want.
That's true.
I'm gonna just give you something because you need something, and you want to get something. You want to get some value.
And you're stuck. And you got a $27 million contract. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to give up something. So it's like you can cut the man and do all that, but what's the point of doing that if you're not gonna get nothing for him, you know? And then my thing is this: we also it's another ethnic level. We owe him to a certain point. He played for us for 4 years. What did he do? He couldn't play for 2 years. He never played 2 years consistent. He played, then he got hurt the first year, then he took us to the Super Bowl. Then he got hurt the next year, and then he took us to the NFC. All right, let's show him some sort of love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we gonna do it, if the thanks we get, he's gonna get for taking us to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship in 4 years, but playing a full 2 years and doing so is cleaning out your locker. Then come on. Like, let's show some sort of class.
Yeah, I fully agree.
You know, so frankly, that's all that is, man.
I agree. Because quite frankly,
you say what?
Because quite frankly, everybody's really confident that Trey's going to come in and just kick ass. I'm really nervous about this. I really want to continue to win with this roster. I hope he does. I'm still scared though, because you know what I say that? You know why I say that though? Because every time Jimmy left,
Go ahead.
it was like, when you go into school, you got your big brother with you, and everything was cool. But when he went with you, the bad boys came after you. You got to give me the lunch money, man. Where your brother, man? So this is the kind of feeling I get.
At the end of the day, I feel like if Trey Lance was really ready, we'd have seen more of him throughout the season. And we didn't for a reason. They can do all the facade, all they want, and make it sound good and everything. But I don't actually think he's really, really like one more year of having somebody in front of him. I think would do him great, and then we can put him in place, and I'll be cool with it. But I'm gonna tell you now, I think it's gonna be a rocky road when we start out with it.
Elliot, don't say it. Because like I said earlier, I got a quarterback with a ripped hand. He's got a banged up shoulder. And Kyle, you're still gonna play him? What's wrong with Trey? You got Trey, man. I'm thinking to myself, why don't you put Trey in if he can do better? They didn't.
Exactly.
He put Jimmy out there. I think if Jimmy had a broke leg, he was still gonna put him out there. Why?
It didn't, because Trey wasn't ready. And I felt like if you was really ready to move on with him, you would have given him the experience that he needed and played him on time. Just like when we started out. We started out playing him for a reason. That ended quickly. It's a reason that ended quickly. You just don't stop off it. No, that man damn near broke himself up trying to run on the touchdown. So he wasn't ready just yet, man. And that's all I'm saying. But I think we'll get something for Jimmy G. I hope that we won't be dumb enough to actually cut him and just let him go wherever we want. Like, get something. Yeah, get something. Get something. Don't be like the Lions, man. Don't be like the Lions and let Barry Sanders walk away and you don't get nothing for him when you could have got a whole team for Barry Sanders and you just let him walk away. So do something. But I think we're just waiting our time out, and we're gonna get something for him and give him some sort of respect, because I believe he deserves it, man. Like, put some respect on that man's name, man. Like, let's not dog him out like he was the worst, because he wasn't the worst. He was a good quarterback for us, man. He just wasn't able to stay healthy. And by the inconsistency of not being able to play season after season, like if he played 3 seasons straight, then we can dog him out. But he didn't play 3 seasons straight. So, I mean, that means something, especially for a young guy like himself. It means something. But what'd he do? He still helped us win. Yeah. Come on, man. Let's show him some love and appreciation.
Yeah, I just wonder what his agent's talking about and how's he talking about it and what's he doing. We're going to find out. Jimmy's got to go get that hand. He's got to go to the hospital, get that thing. No matter what he says, that's going to be operated on. That's going to take a certain amount of time to heal.
No doubt. But who knows if Trey Lance's shoulder might not be a problem from this point forward. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been hurt a couple of times already, too. It's just what happens in San Francisco. People get hurt. And they're usually the most important guys on the team. Oh, yeah, look at this. We're out of time, fam. Give my best to Pael, and I'm going to look for you Wednesday if you got some time. Glad you're back on a regular basis.
It's Pael, brother. It's Pael. And we've been laughing at you when you say Pael. We laugh.
I thought I wrote this down. I thought I was wrong the first time. Wait, let me see. What did I write
it's down? All right. Can I say something? Can I get like 30 seconds real quick?
Okay,
I just want to say this real fast.
Only 30, though. Go right now.
Okay. I think we should keep Raheem Mostert. That's all I want to say. Keep Raheem. And if we can, please keep Jason Verrett, too. Give him another chance. Those guys are very valuable to what we were going to do this season.
All right,
that's all I wanted to say.
And I'll look for you Wednesday. Give my best to Ty All right.
All right. You have a good one, too, brother, and I'll see y'all later, man.
All right.
Go 49ers, man. Next year is our year, hopefully.
Yes. Got this. All right. Night, fam.
All right.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I definitely love Mostert, man. That dude and Verrett, I don't know if he's still got a mind to play, though. Tony Nagatani says Jimmy G and the Niners 2022 third-round pick to D.C. for number 11 overall and a conditional 23. Hey, there's a conditional pick. Make it the second one if you're going to get 2 picks. second, is it 22? The third round pick to DC for 11-11. And overall, and a conditional 2023 fourth round pick that escalates to a conditional second if the commies. It's going to be funny if people start calling them the commies. Tony's calling the Commanders the commies. The commies make the playoffs. You know, you got to put those stipulations in there. Washington's going to ask for all of that, Tony. You're absolutely on target. You know? Hey, yo, Ice.
Yo, Ronbo, what up, dog?
Yeah,
I missed you the night, man. 2 nights, man.
Yeah, we did.
You know, I got cut off because my phone was dead.
Okay.
Watched the debacle yesterday. That's not the best.
No, anyway. Especially when they got away. They escaped. Damn it, they escaped the last second.
Yeah,
Where's that clown Ram?
They got that shit.
I got to wait. There's a guy in here that's spamming. I just love to get rid of his trifling ass. Who is that dude? Boy, Rams got a lot of nerve, boy. Well, I'll see. I'll keep an eye out for him. Boy, you don't know you came in the wrong chat talking that trash.
Listen to me, man. They are like Mr. T said to Rocky. They're paper champs, okay? And they win away, okay, whatever. They win and done. You know, make sure they're not gonna do shit. So anyway, on the Jimmy G situation. We gonna look at the pluses and the negatives. The pluses for him is that he wins. Number one, that's the biggest plus right there. He wins. It's about a fucking lie. That's the best thing looking at wins and losses.
There he is, the Jim Foster guy.
Stat wise, he doesn't have the greatest stats, but he wins games. Okay. The only negative side of this, 2 negative things inside of it is his contract and his health. I think in worst case scenario, I don't think they're gonna let him go. Worst case scenario, I think we'll eat half that contract. That's the worst case scenario we're gonna end up looking at. We're gonna end up eating half of that money.
Wait, again? What was that? The worst case scenario is what?
Worst case scenario that we will eat half of that contract that he has, half of the 27. We're end up eating half of that for a trade, and we'll get the pick that we want. That's what's going to be the condition of the trade. That's what I think.
They can't afford that though. The 49ers ain't gonna get involved in that. They'd rather let him go and keep their money, most likely.
Well, I'm saying if we eat half of that money, it's not that bad as it is. That's just 11 million. That's what $12 million?
Yeah, but our cap is already. We're on the borderline of keeping 4 or 5 guys, and ain't gonna be no free agent shopping. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know what? The NFL is shaped up whereas everybody gets to be fair. So we're going to be all right. We're going to get rid of him, but we're not going to get what we want for him. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
Well, yeah.
We're going to get something for him, but maybe not exactly what we want for him. What he needs is 2 things. We need to get rid of him because of the money, and we want to get fairly compensated for it, which a team will do that because there's a lot of teams that are in the cellar and will take him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you got a lot of teams that's just not good. The Saints are one of them. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of teams, that's not in good shape and just they're going to need a quarterback. Don't be surprised he'll be Miami. We don't know that because they got the money.
We do know Miami. That's not going to happen. Tua just gets all kind of abuse. That dude, boy, everybody talking about Tua. Well, we're going to get Texas, get Deshaun Watson.
What? Yeah, right. But we never know, though. This is the NFL. We never know what's going to happen, Because he can get, this is how crazy it is. We could end up in a 3-team trade with him.
And it is that. Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen, too. So there's a lot of scenarios they can be working on. It could be a 3-team trade. We don't know that for conditional draft picks, money exchange, and all kind of stuff. They know how to work the numbers. That's what they do. So everybody don't panic. It's gonna work out for us. It's gonna work out for us. I don't see them falling apart because if it does, this is the thing. John Rich is on the hot seat for this because if he doesn't make this trade work out, he's in trouble because he franchise tagged him. You understand what I'm saying? So he knows he's in his office working 24/7 right now. I got the whole staff working. Man, we got to get rid of this guy, man. I can't get on the hot seat. He don't want to get on the hot seat, not right now. It's not a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it'll create bad blood. But I think, as far as Trey Lance is concerned, I'm gonna say this, and that's because I guess I had a lot of athlete in my blood. I got a good feeling about this kid. I don't know what it is, dog. I'm not saying this year, but for some odd reason, this kid gives me some serious good butterfly feeling about this kid, man. I don't know what it is about this kid. It just, I don't know, man. It's just what it is. The same way I've seen when Michael came in, when LeBron came in, when Joe Money came in, dog, I ain't been wrong yet. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling the faithful, don't sleep on this kid. They slept on him in high school. They slept on him in college. They sleeping on him now. And I'm telling you right now, Ronbo, mark my words, man. I don't know what it is. It may not sound hot. It's maybe the first 2 games, but I'm telling you, this kid is going to be electrifying. And when he does, everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah. Take him sports. Everybody.
I would love nothing better, Ice. Honestly, I'd be jumping up and down like you would not believe.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Check this out. Think about it.
Okay, but
we could have got Justin Fields.
Yeah,
we could have got Justin Fields. We didn't take him.
I know. You might have been able to get what's his name too. The Jets are probably saying, "Damn, we could have got Trey."
Think about it. We could have got. I don't know. We could have got Justin Fields. We didn't take him. We took Trey.
I know. So you know.
And a lot of other teams check this out. I heard the only reason I know it's going to go out. The only reason why I heard the Falcons didn't take him because of Matt Ryan. Think about that.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Let me see you midweek, fam. Give my best to Layla because production's going to cut us off.
All right, night game, man. Everybody relax. Take it easy, man. Lance is going to be Gucci money. And y'all going to say the Iceman said it. And I can guarantee you, show Ronbo some love, like him, subscribe, this whole thing. We got you, dog. Man, the gang, we out.
Thanks, fam. I see you midweek. All right, fam. Yeah. Hey, Jim Foster, give him one more time out and then kick his ram smack talk and crap. Go, bitch. Hey, Eric.
What's up, Ronbo?
Eric, we're sitting back here and we're contemplating the future. As you know, we've got to get something for Jimmy Garoppolo. We can't just not have anything. We're not going to get a first-round pick more than likely because the market is too rich with a lot of quarterbacks, and it's going to be a luck of the draw, right? What are you expecting, though, to happen? Because the Washington team is all of a sudden in the conversation, but the media does this every year. Eric, every year the media says things that are not true. So what do you think's going to happen?
I have a question for you. Yeah. It was reported that the 49ers want to trade him before the March 16th, the start of the new league year. Does that mean Jimmy Garoppolo still has the no trade clause?
No, the no trade clause expires in March, as my understanding, and therefore they can't
on the new league year,
because right now, if the no trade clause is in place, Jimmy, we got a deal going on with Texas. Well, don't even talk to me about Texas. I'm not going. They don't want to hear it. So the 49ers, they make a deal with Texas after that date. Then Jimmy has no choice.
So, because from my understanding, it was that Jimmy Garoppolo was working with the 49ers to find the right situation for him.
Yeah, which is why I was joking about Texas because they're not going to do that to him. But I'm just saying, in case they get a deal, then it can't be nixed by Jimmy's agent. And after March.
So do you think that if the 49ers went up to Jimmy and said, we're sending you to Washington, would he accept that?
I kind of think he would. Washington's got a decent team. They got high draft picks. Jimmy can make a difference for him because offensively, they're not that bad. And Heineke's okay, but I'm pretty sure Jimmy would do a better job, especially with the offense that what's-his-name runs. So, yeah, I think he'd accept that. We'll see what happens with that, though. I don't know if he's been asked about that. I don't know how serious the rumors are.
Yeah, because if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to head to Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh's the best spot for him. They have a really good defense. Their run game, I believe Najee Harris had I think 1,200 yards.
Yeah,
so they have a good run game there. He's got some weapons there. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to be this good.
I would too. And they don't mind throwing the ball. You know, they're not all run because Najee should have got more runs. I don't know if they're going to change it after Roethlisberger leaves, but Najee should have got way more runs than he did. They'll let Jimmy float. They'll let him float it. He might like that. You're right.
Yeah, and also I don't know how much of an attractive spot Washington really is. I mean, I know their defense this year wasn't actually as good as expected, and I completely understand. You know, their offense isn't really all that good, but I believe their coach is Ron Rivera. I mean, I don't know how much, you know, he's been bouncing around. I don't know how good their coaching staff is. I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to say, you know, hey, I want to go to that coaching staff. You know, if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't want to go to Ron Rivera. I want to go to Mike Tomlin, who's already won a Super Bowl.
That's
played
true.
with Big Ben. Yeah.
You know
so
what, though?
If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say about their defense. You know, if what's his name comes back off that injury, but I don't know what he's going to look like unless he's like made out of the same stuff as Nick Bosa. If that frontline defense comes back to look like they did the year before what's his name got injured, they got a lot of first round draft picks on that and on that line, and they'll be back with a vengeance next year. But well, I don't know.
But yeah, but honestly, I would trust. I trust TJ Watt way more than I do with Chase Young. Me personally, I just think
you got me there, boy. Checkmate.
Yeah,
TJ's a bad boy, ain't he?
Yeah,
but at any rate, the defense is good. Yeah, but
yeah, they're both pretty. They're both pretty good. But to me, I think Jimmy Garoppolo would prefer to go to the Steelers. But as far as him getting a first round pick for him, I don't see it happening. I just think someone like Pittsburgh. With Pittsburgh, I think you can get it for a conditional first round pick because if Jimmy Garoppolo goes there, and he takes him to the championship game or to the Super Bowl,
then they give us that conditional pick, right? Yeah, because there's going to be a conditional
and that first round pick is going to be really low.
Yeah,
that first round pick is going to be really low. It's going to be in the 20s. I don't think Pittsburgh is really going to care. And I honestly, for the 49ers, the Niners draft better when, in the later rounds anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I personally, I just think that they're not going to get a first-round pick from any other team. I don't know why the hell Washington wants to give up a first-round pick, especially the 11th pick. That makes no sense.
And that's why the media is clowning us again. I agree. I doubt very seriously whether Washington said that. And at some point, we never made that offer. You can't trust the media this time of year. They go buck wild with these stories.
Yeah, and I think it was Bleacher Report that reported that, and they also said that I think
they are the most biggest comedians. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Xavier Howard was on their board too, linked with the 49ers. I don't know how much that is true. I think they even said Saquon. I don't think both are true. I saw that
Saquon a few minutes before I started. Yeah. Come on, man, stop.
I like the Xavier Howard one, but I don't know if we're going to get that guy. Although I do believe they should.
We don't need Barkley. We might as well keep Mostert. All right. Saquon cannot stay on the field. He's not going to stay on the field. So anyway.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but it's one of those things where a random player is always injury prone. They go to a different team, and all of a sudden they're all healthy.
I know.
I was doing it's going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Years. That's what's going to happen to Jimmy. I already know it. Hey, Eric, I'll be back midweek looking for you. Okay. Good. We're hearing you more often now.
Okay,
good. All right, fam. Talk to you later.
Catch you later.
Right. Paul Third says Jimmy's value is being overprojected. He's injured. The league knows the 49ers have to move him, and that's the disadvantage right there. And no team looks at him until they are 100% sure they can get Rodgers, Watson, Wilson, Ryan, Murray, etc. So the 49ers are going to have to wait, or they're going to have to do something they don't want to do quickly. What are they going to do? Yeah. I love his name. My dog's best friend. Thanks, Casey. Yeah, well, Casey, I got to slide out of here tonight a little earlier than usual. So, but thanks, fam. Wednesday we'll hang out. Hey, Frank. Is that
Ronbo?
As fish, Frank. Frank.
What's up? What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Frank, man, I'm sitting here looking around, man, because the talk has already started. We're a day after the Super Bowl, so the offseason's already underway. And what are you going to get for Jimmy Garoppolo? I said, boy, these stories, Washington, WFT, or should I say the Commanders, first round pick possibly, but. And I said, boy, stop lying. Washington, Snead doesn't even like the 49ers because Kyle's over here to begin with. So what do you think the 49ers are going to get for Jimmy Garoppolo?
I definitely don't see no first round pick, but hey, anything possible. So you never know. But we might just play the wait game. Don't be quick to pull the trigger. So because you got other quarterbacks, that are ahead of Jimmy that the people feel like they can win with. So Rodgers out there, he gonna be probably the number one top priority. Russell Wilson, he won out. Well, that's what they saying. He won out. We not sure. He didn't come out and say he won out.
No, actually,
so
Russell Wilson.
Not sure, but
he's actually said he wants to stay in Seattle, and more than one time.
Yeah, so but here or there, he say he do, and he say he don't. So we don't know, but teams gonna go out there. Russell and Rodgers and Matt Ryan and all the top quarterbacks. And Jimmy gonna be that last tier.
Add Kyler Murray to the list too. Because Kyler's apparently pissing people off out on the desert.
He did what?
He's pissing people off. They say Tyler is coming in a little later than most people, and he leaves a little earlier than everybody else. I couldn't stop laughing. Kyler said, look, man, I need my rest. I'm still growing.
I don't really think that's the team Kyler really wanted to go to be honest with you. I don't think he probably wanted to play for Arizona. I don't think he wanted to go there. So I won't be surprised if he do want to move. So who knows? I'm just saying, we just got to play the wait game. They just got to sit back and really see, like, what can we get for him. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a conditional pick no matter what. They might, 49ers might get a third-round pick. And then this year, and then we'll give you guys a first-round pick next year if he plays all the schedule, and we end up in the playoffs. We give y'all that one pick, but no, we ain't gonna do that to you.
But I think also you got to start worrying, about Trey, man. I think he's gonna be good, man. The kid got good makeup, man. Like he's gonna be great, man. You just got to let him, let him play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. I'm not stressed. The NFC open, Ronbo. Ain't no top quarterback in the NFC. What's dangerous is the AFC. They had all the best quarterbacks over there. That's the true. Best quarterback there was in the NFC. He just won a Super Bowl. And it's sad to say it was Matt Ryan. Matthew Stafford. Yeah. So he was the best quarterback. He won. No matter he led the lead in interceptions, but at the end he got to hold that Labari trophy. So. He was the best quarterback in the NFC.
But let's not forget, though, when I got OBJ, Matt, and the best wide receiver in the league, maybe because I made him that way, I got a defense from hell. I don't know how hard that was, and it was a little more difficult than it should have been.
But look what we had, Rama. We had a good defense, and we got the best weapons on offense. We just ain't had the quarterback that can make the perfect throws at the right moment in time.
I don't know.
We had the same thing the Rams had. We had the same thing.
No,
you can't say that.
I can't say that.
Rombo, we had the same talent, Rombo, as the Rams. We had the same exact talent.
Right.
Even a little better. Yes, we did. Look at that. Rombo, if we had a quarterback, that would have been us celebrating last night. That would have been us. And I'm a faithful. I know a lot of faithful can agree with me.
I got news for everybody who says that. If I had a healthy Garoppolo, we would have been celebrating last night. I think
he was healthy enough to play.
How different does he look with his hand? Frank, I don't know. I've never tore my hand up like that. But I can't even imagine holding a football in the NFL and trying to throw it. I really can't. So that's why I bow to him. You bad.
Hey, Ronbo. I feel him.
For those who don't believe in him, I'm not offering an excuse.
No. I know. I'm not
fact.
believing in him.
I hear you, but what the saying is, if you hurt, if you come on that field, you got to give your all, got to give your best. If you hurt, don't play.
That's why when you say what you say about Trey, I'm a little concerned just for that reason. I'm hoping my mind will be cleared up after the first 2 or 3 weeks. But Frank, I got a quarterback whose right hand is screwed up. I got a bad shoulder.
But we not trying to hear no excuses.
I'm just I ain't trying to give you no excuse. I'm bringing the facts. What I'm saying to you is this: if that's the case, I'm the coach. Why in hell am I making him play when I got this kid over here ready to roll?
I mean, that's a big question mark. And I'm with you. I agree with you. I don't know why either. I don't know why Kyle. I mean, Kyle say in his press conference he wanted to put him in, because you know what I'm saying. So I don't know if he's saying it just to make it sound good.
Makes him sound
just what people want to hear. But yeah, but what I'm saying is also if Jimmy was hurt, when you on that field, there's no excuses. Yeah, there's no excuses. You hurt and there's no excuses.
No,
you had to come out. You shouldn't play if you hurt. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying. I'm not talking about you.
I agree with you. I'm just saying. I got a feeling that's the biggest reason why we didn't win against the Rams. Because come on, Frank, he's beaten that team for every day, every year since he's been here. He loses this one time. I gotta say, wait a minute. How did they do that?
Yeah, but you lost on when it count the most, though, man.
True.
That's what hurt. That's why we hurt. That's what stings so much.
But did he lose it by? Was he the whole reason they lost, though?
I mean, he's the quarterback, so the blame. If he would have hit, you gotta look at it. We go back and revisit the game real quick. The first play that when we had the ball, he overthrew Kittle. He been doing that through the whole playoff.
That's one play.
Majority Frank,
that's one play. And the rest of the way, And the rest of the way, we was leading in that game. What happened after that, Frank?
Yeah, but
Frank, we gotta go
Ron, go on. He forced two passes that could have been picked off as well too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
did
Stafford. Yeah, but what Stafford do though? He came down and made a perfect play to win the game.
We need another hour to argue about this. We got one. Frank, I love you, man. We gotta go, man.
I love you too, Ronbo, man. Have a good one, man. I see you Wednesday, man. Let me get back to this fish, man. All
right. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, I'd be glad when this was Jimmy's out of here and over. I'm tired of arguing about it. I really love that guy, And I try to sit quietly when people attack him, but I can't do it. I really do. But Tony, we're going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, apparently. What are we going to get for him?
Ronbo, you know my feelings about Jimmy, but look, I'm going to try and get it all in. 2017, all right? The year's shot for shit. We're not going nowhere. Jimmy comes in. Kyle and John go, all right, let's see what you got, buddy. Boom, boom, boom. 5 games in a row. All right, how do you like that, boss? I love it. But from now on, this is how you're going to do it. All right? 2018, that's on him. He has a massive injury, goes and gets repaired. 2019 comes back in a brace. Right, goes 8-0 in a brace, takes us to the Super Bowl. Right, 2020, I'm sorry, I don't care who comes onto the show and bags me. I'm a 49er fan, but that injury where the lineman fell on his leg, that's not on Jimmy. That's what I call a freak accident. All right, it can happen to anybody. It's a freak accident. It's not a self-inflicted or anything like that injury. He comes back after that, plays with 4 fingers, a stuffed up thumb, and a shoulder, gets you to the championship. If Jimmy Ward's underneath that ball,
Kowalski tart.
I don't know. Yeah, instead of Krosky, I think we're having a different conversation. But anyway, let's go one step further, all right, because Kyle, Mr. Control Freak, that's my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
McVay, all right, I think I put it on your email. I watched the interview.
I love your emails. Let me get to that. All right, go ahead.
All right, I watched an interview, and the announcer said to McVay, the quarterback actually screams and yells at you. And McVay goes, yeah, he does. And I welcome that, right? And the guy goes, what do you mean? He says, well, I welcome that because if I'm not seeing something that he is, it makes me better, it makes the team better, and it makes him better. So I don't have a problem with my quarterback coming and interacting with me. Is that what happens with Kyle? Remember the game when Trey came off the field
all right? And he was in his face screaming at him like a mother trucker. You remember that?
I do. Kyle does
so
not.
I'm going to support Trey Lance the same way I supported Jimmy. And I wish the best for both of them. And if that's the wrong thing to say, I'm a 49er fan. If that's the wrong thing to say, well, don't ever take my call again.
We'll be taking your call from now on. It's no problem. But really, this is the thing is because the dislike for Jimmy is legendary. It goes back to 2018, you know? And there's been a blind eye to anything he does well. But Tony, let him do one thing wrong, and it's blown up from a bubble into a friggin' building. I said, you know, every quarterback in the league makes that mistake. Why is it that Jimmy's is so severe?
Has anybody typed in to Google what Tom Brady's injuries were? Ankle, leg, knee, shoulder, hand. He's the GOAT. So he's been injured 6-7 times.
Yeah.
He's still the GOAT, right? Give the man a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
As I said before, that story will unravel itself. But if Brady or Rodgers mysteriously appear next season, then, ladies and gentlemen, that only means one thing: Trey Lance isn't ready.
You know how they work. 49ers do so many covert missions. Something really weird. Because Tony, I swear, if I got a quarterback banged up like Garoppolo, I'm not putting him out there. I forget that. I like him. Okay, fine. But you need to sit down and let me get the healthy kid in there and see what we can do. He didn't do it. Why? And tell you something else too, Tony.
But if you've got no choice, Ronbo, if you've got no choice and you say to your quarterback, look, this kid's not ready. I need you out there. Can you do it? And Jimmy says, look, I'm going to give it my best shot. All right? And if that was the conversation, we're saying if that was a conversation, well, he got you to the championship, man.
See?
And if one person didn't drop the ball, we might be having a different conversation. What more do you want from the bloke? You want blood?
And Tony, 2 years. I got 2 years out of Garoppolo, right? You said he got injured. He comes off from Tom Brady's bench. He hasn't played football, so for all intents and purposes, he's just a glorified rookie when he gets to us. If out of the years he played, he's in the big party dance, I'm looking at that seriously. That ain't no accident. And even if he's the luckiest guy in the world, I'll accept that because I'll accept luck over anything else if it works. And it did. We fell short, okay. But hell, I like being in the mix every year. And you know what? If next year he was there, we'd be in the mix again. No doubt about it. So this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, he'd be all healed up, wouldn't he? And don't be surprised if Trey's not ready. Maybe in practice, because there was some talk in practice, right? Okay, so maybe he's just got a little problem. He's not making his reads. He's not, doing things right. I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, Ronbo, but he drops his arm below his hip.
I know that big windup. Tony, these are all great things. We're out of time, though. Let me see you Wednesday, all right? And we'll continue. And like you said, never take a call again. We'll take your call every time. Are you serious? Look for you Wednesday.
All right, brother. Shout out to everybody. And a special shout out to the truck drivers in Canada. And the next time anybody sees a truck driver, thank them for your next meal. See you in the next chapter.
Good point. All right, Tony. Have a great day.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show. Mac Jones on tonight. Show, what I like about you, Show. Show's been adamant about this all season long. Okay, so you people who didn't like Mac Jones, how do you like him now? So that's just the evil. I love it.
I mean, I tried to tell you, but everyone wants this shiny, athletic quarterback that thinks they're going to take him to the Super Bowl. They're in for a rude awakening. But anyways.
I hope that's not true, Show. We got to win, Show. I got to win next year. I don't know what it's going to take. This is another show, but I want to know who they're going to bring in to back him up. Because right now, only
That's
Trey
what I'm worried
is in
about,
the room, and Nick Sudfeld does not make me excited. Oh, Trey, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
About Jimmy.
Nate
Whatever you
Sudfeld's
want to add.
Nate Sudfeld's not the answer. But anyways,
Oh.
as far as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, those who think that he can't pitch a first round are completely high. If Nick Foles and Carson Wentz can fetch a first round pick, then so can Jimmy Garoppolo because he's in their same tire. He's in the same tire as they are. And Jimmy Garoppolo is also a top 15 quarterback who's made 2 Super Bowl appearances, 2 NFC Championship game appearances, something that Nick Foles and
Carson Wentz hasn't done that yet.
Carson Wentz hasn't even done that yet, but he's still got a first round pick. But Jimmy Garoppolo has made 2 Super Bowl appearances, one Super Bowl appearance, two NFC
championship, yeah,
2 NFC Championship games, 1 Super Bowl appearance, and he has that on his resume. And there's teams out there that are a quarterback away from reaching the playoffs, and like the Washington Commanders, for example, they have a great defense, they have a great run game, they have great receivers. They're just a quarterback away from making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they don't feel that the quarterback class this year is to their standards, if there's not a quarterback in the draft this year that can't help their team reach the playoffs and get over the hump, then they'll be glad to give us their first round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo, and they hold the 11th pick. So they were going to spend that 11th pick anyways on a quarterback, and if they don't feel too strongly about a quarterback in the draft this year, then they'll gladly probably give that first round pick to us.
That's for
also
this
the
year.
Steelers,
As long as they don't ask for anything more than that. And then if Jimmy doesn't work out,
absolutely,
and you do badly, you're still going to be in the money for a first-round pick next year, high in the order, right? If they do that bad. So it's not a real big risk.
Exactly.
Especially, like you said, if the quarterback sucked in your mind this year, then you just pass and take Jimmy.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of money.
And the Steelers as well, they're a quarterback away from making the playoffs again. Ben Roethlisberger was just old up there in time. Father time caught up to him, and
half of Roethlisberger this year.
If you get a younger Garoppolo, you're in the playoffs again, and they'll be glad to give their first round pick. And I believe they hold the 23rd pick or something like that,
which is no big deal, right?
Somewhere in the 20s.
You're absolutely right.
No. So they'd be glad to give up their first round pick that came to that. And we have John Lynch at the helm, not Trent Baalke. Keep that in mind too. So
yeah, people actually deal with him because the thing is, you got to wonder, because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers will retire before he leaves Green Bay. Okay, and then I don't know what's going on with Russell Wilson. I think Wilson really is serious about wanting to stay in Seattle. And who else is left after that?
He's going to stay in Seattle.
You know,
nobody.
Yeah.
There's Deshaun Watson, but you still have his legal issues to deal with, and you're pretty much distracted by that, and that's not going to help your team get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? He's a good quarterback, but
in your front office, picking out in front of the building is not a good thing. So
exactly.
And then there's Brady is serious. I don't know why people won't take him seriously. Brady's not going to all of a sudden say, "Whoa, well, yeah, I'll come on over." No, they're not. No, Brady's serious.
No, Brady's not going to go to any team. Brady's not going to go to any team but us. Anyway. He's not going to play for any other team but us. Yeah, so they have no other options out there. The quarterback class this year is weak in the draft. I mean, Sam Howell's stock fell dramatically after the college football season this year for some weird reason. He was in the top 10 or top 20 at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden he fell up into the second round, third round. Malik Willis, the Steelers are high on, but I don't really see them pulling the trigger on him. He's not a pocket passer, something that they're used to having in Pittsburgh, like they did for years with Ben Roethlisberger. And then there's Carson Strong, but he's a second to third round quarterback, and it pretty much falls off after that. Carson Strong. There's nobody really.
You might have some input on this. I got a question for you, though. Here's the thing. Are the standards for some of these ratings, because every year people rate quarterbacks that actually have no business being rated to be a first-round pick. And a lot of teams are biting on some of those surveys, I guess, and they're bringing in quarterbacks that they have to say goodbye to 2 to 3 years later. So maybe they've lowered the standard a little bit. Maybe the NFL requested that, listen, you guys, you're giving us leads that suck. That's not a first-round pick, and you had everybody thinking so. So, maybe the guys you're talking about now, they would ordinarily be first-round picks, but not anymore. I could be wrong.
No.
God,
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
But yeah, this quarterback class is not that impressive as it was last year. I mean, last year wasn't that exciting either, to be honest with you. Neither is this year. And next year isn't looking so bright either. I mean, Spencer Rattler decided to stay one more year because he couldn't get off the bench in Oklahoma and transfer to elsewhere. So he was supposed to be the number one quarterback this year.
See, that's how those things work. So we're gonna have to pull up.
Yep.
I tell you what.
So all right,
it's off season, so we know we get plenty of shit.
I say we get a first, either a first or a second for Jimmy. A first for Jimmy, high, a low, a second, and a player for Jimmy.
Or conditional
if we don't
pick.
get a first. Yeah.
Sounds
so.
all right.
All right. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care and have a great night.
You too, Val. All right.
All right.
See
you
Wednesday. Okay. And Sheepy, Ronbo, who would you pick at 11? I don't really. I don't. I'm going to start looking at college players and going over their tapes and stuff a little later. Right now, I have no idea, but I know if he plays offensive line and he does well, I'd be. Cornerback is really something I want because, like I was complaining about yesterday, I'm so tired of the 49ers losing games with the lead in the fourth quarter for a deep bomb downfield that they couldn't defend. Why in hell, each and every game they lost, the big games, that was the case. So I want lights out secondary players or an offensive lineman. The biggest bet is to go with the offensive lineman to save your quarterback from being killed and not be able to launch an offensive or not be able to run the ball. It's really between those two, cornerback or offensive lineman. Everything else, I'm fine. We got plenty of everything else. Hey, Chardon!
Hey, Ronbo, how's your day going? I really like your channel, and you make some great content on this platform.
Thanks, Chardon. I really appreciate that.
I tune into all your Zoom meetings on a daily basis, and I try to give you as much love and support.
Thanks, Chardon. I really appreciate that. I'm going to click back at you.
So in my opinion, I would really love for the San Francisco 49ers to trade Jimmy G to the Chicago Bears. Because he grew up as a Bears fan in Arlington Heights, Illinois, where he cherished the jerseys of Brian Urlacher and Anthony Thomas. And it'll be so exciting when he steps on foot in Soldier Field, and there are going to be many fans cheering for him.
Chardon, they just drafted a quarterback last year. I think they like him.
And he was a former standout at Rolling Meadows in Eastern Illinois, and it's going to be a fun opportunity because they have a talented roster, and it'll be a good defense. And do you think he would like to play for head coach Matt Eberflus? And that would be a great start to his NFL career playing on a new franchise.
I just can't see it being possible due to the fact that they already have what they think is their franchise quarterback. Jimmy'd probably love playing in Chicago if it was an opening. Actually. He'd be back. He'd be close to his family and everything. Yeah, it's a good place for him for sure, though.
But do you think that because isn't the Bears isn't the Chicago Bears isn't that one of the trade destinations for Jimmy Garoppolo, or is that not one of the teams that are listed?
No, that's not one of the teams. No.
Oh. But do you think it would be kind of interesting for him to play in Chicago because he was born in Illinois, so he would be playing for his home team.
Him and Robbie Gould would love to go back to Chicago.
but do you think that? So you don't think that's going to end up? You don't think that's going? You don't think that's going to be happening?
No, not a chance.
What about the Eagles?
No, the Eagles also have Jalen Hurts. Chardon, it's going to be tough. The Washington team might be in the mix. The Texans might be in the mix, although the Texans might be high on the guy they've got now too. I don't know where he's going to be. Really, I can't imagine. Right now, I just don't know. I have no idea.
But I'm still looking on other teams that he might want to get traded to.
Yeah, teams he might want to get traded to. The Steelers probably, if he had his Steelers are on the list, if he had his choice, like people are saying, I think he'd like to go to Pittsburgh. Professional organization, got a lot of great tradition, great coaching staff. I think he'd like it there.
I mean, like, but I don't. But the thing that all I care about is I don't care which team he goes to. I just wish him success and the best of luck in whichever team he gets traded to. I don't really mind that if he goes to Pittsburgh or if he goes to Tampa Bay or if he goes somewhere else. It doesn't really bother. I don't really care about it because I just want him to, be comfortable in his new team and the organization he's playing for.
Sure. And you got to wish for him. Jimmy brought us some great moments and great times. I mean,
because
Super Bowl and this past year was exciting. So yeah, we don't want to wish anything bad on him.
To me, when I thought of Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know why people are saying so many bad things about him as a quarterback. I mean, he took us to the NFC Championship game. Be happy about that. At least he took us somewhere. At least we got somewhere with Jimmy G. I mean, people are throwing Jimmy G under the bus. I mean, why are you throwing him? Why are you doing
insane,
that? Such a thing? I mean, it's insane, right?
Wicked.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's preposterous. I mean, why would you even do such a thing? I mean, if you like your quarterback, you respect him. You don't demean him, and you don't demotivate him, and you don't do anything to your quarterback. I mean, he's your star. I mean,
I think it's a disappointment of not closing the book on it, but that's the way it is in a lot of teams.
Because I'm a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan, and I never like anybody that does anything bad to my quarterback.
There you go, you and me.
Yeah,
we got to go though, Shadow. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be back midweek looking for you. All right.
Bye, Ronbo. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and
you too.
I'll talk more football with you next time we meet on Zoom.
Looking forward to it, Shadow. All right,
okay.
fam.
Have a
great night.
Have a good one, Ronbo.
All right, you too. Night.
See ya. Night.
Emilio.
Did you really want to know why people brag on Jimmy?
No, I don't, actually. I've heard it all. Ain't nothing that could be added. I heard it all.
So don't make it seem like he hasn't figured it out yet why people brag on Jimmy.
No, well, you mean just what you just said? No. Quarterbacks. That's the quarterback's job is to get ragged on, whether he does good or not. Now, wait. He has to do good. If he does anything bad, no matter what else he do, he'll get ragged on. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, Jimmy's time is up. Good ball, good luck.
Yeah.
I like the guy, but hey, time to move on.
I hope it's the bigger and better things. Don't roll me backwards now. Don't roll me backwards. I'm gonna be awfully upset. But yeah.
Jimmy should know by now. It's not up to him. Not at this point no more, at least. You get dealt where you get dealt, buddy.
Yeah, and he's probably fine with it. Jimmy looks like he's just as excited about leaving as he is anything else. I mean, my thing is, though, we need to keep winning. Mostly teams get rid of their quarterback when they're 2-14 or 1-15 and stuff like that. We just left the NFC Championship game, and we're getting rid of the quarterback. So this is why I got fear. I said, man. Okay, but damn it, this team is still there. The quarterback's just leaving. Man, I just want to win. Okay, if he comes in, I'm gonna love him like I love pancakes. But don't tell me next year I'm going 3-14 and I'm gonna be happy about that. I can't stand it. So
you got to realize. Have you seen our schedule for next year?
I know it's gonna be a bear.
It's an easy schedule.
It's an easy schedule next year. I don't see why we can't get the playoffs with that schedule.
Emilio, who told us it's going to be easy? You can't win and go to the NFC Championship game and have an easy schedule the following year. It ain't easy.
Well, you got to look at it. We're playing the Dolphins.
That's one. That's
playing
all.
The Panthers.
Tampa Bay.
Oh.
Huh?
Tampa Bay lost their quarterback. So you don't know what they're going to do unless they get an miraculous good quarterback. Playing Carolina.
They still
We're
going to bring
playing
that
the Falcons.
defense.
Okay, we're still playing the Falcons. This is automatically a 10 to 11.
Are you looking at the list?
I've seen the list.
Yeah, I saw the list earlier, and I says, "Oh man, here we go."
The schedule's easy. It's
Right.
an easy schedule.
I hope it is.
It's in our favor.
At least I hope it looks like it is.
If you see all the teams we're playing, if you see what teams we're playing, it's in our favor to go to the playoffs with Trey. As of now, unless Trey plays horrible, there's no way we don't get in the playoffs.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Jason, I hope that wasn't a racist comment. I will bounce your ass. I promise you that. All right, go ahead. Emilio, go ahead.
What do you say?
Yeah, I like Jimmy G like I like Aunt Jemima. Why Aunt Jemima? See, that's why this is the kind of dude that, you know.
Well, you want me to say it could be one or two things. It could, not to put, it was either one gay comment or it was, hey, maybe he's sick. He thinks Jimmy's sick and sweet.
No. I just said I referred to pancakes, and he came up with that comment at a bad time. If we were sitting in a room, I bet he wouldn't have done that. But anyway, he got one more shot at that. Don't do it again, Jace. All right, go ahead.
He could have said, "I love it like a fat kid love cake." So what's
See
the
that?
difference?
See, I like that. But anyway. But anyway, Emilio, what you gonna get for Jimmy? What expected to get for him?
It's true what the Commanders are saying. I take that number one. They're just supposed to be justifying why it'd be a good idea. Hey, if you want to give us a number one pick, especially the 11 pick for Jimmy, I'll take it. Fine, whatever. Because at this point,
heartbeat. Don't even hesitate. Hurry and sign before they change their mind.
Like I said, one or two things are gonna happen. We're either gonna cut Jimmy, not get nothing for him, or get whatever we can for Jimmy at this point.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Because you don't want to get empty-handed. Yeah.
And if we do, so what? Well, I'd rather cut him because keep him another year, we can't. We're trying to sign Debo. Well, supposedly they worked it out already. So
what?
They're
Debo?
trying to re-sign players. Basically, that was already worked in. Him and Bosa supposedly already worked it in. So that's one.
They better. You don't wait till the last minute.
So we need the money for free agency. So it's either on the 16th they're either going to pay him or they're going to cut Jimmy. So it's one or two things that's going to happen.
16th of, are you talking June?
Of March.
Yeah, the no trade clause is over at that time, I think, right?
Yeah, so at that point, like I said, it's
I think they have until June,
matter
though.
what Jimmy wants. I know they said they want to work with Jimmy, but if somebody, doesn't matter how good or bad the team is, if they offer you something good, better than the other team, they're going to just trade Jimmy away. He has no say at that point.
Oh, yeah, trade clause is over.
Yeah, so with me, I say get whatever we can. It doesn't matter who we trade him to. I get they would want to do him a favor, but hey, sorry, buddy. We're trying to get whatever we can out of you. And
that's business.
The number one pick.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
You have to accept that. Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day. But, it is what it is. Like I said, I appreciate what he did, but at this time, it's Jimmy time is up. The other quarterback we've had before. Thanks for what you did. It's time to move on. I have no hatred for Jimmy. I appreciate he took it to the Super Bowl.
And just keep winning. That's all I ask. Yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna go. I'm gonna see you midweek like we do. See what else develops, because there's gonna be a spotlight on that what's going on with that trade deal. There's gonna be rumors gonna go crazy though between now and March. You know that, and that ain't but a few weeks away.
It always is. So I just say at this point, give us the best offer we can to Jimmy. I'm all for it. Like I said, we all know he's gone. Doesn't matter what we do. Jimmy's trade the quarterback in the future.
All right.
Starting March, basically, unless you
Yeah.
pick up somebody else. But starting March, trade the starting quarterback.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me see Wednesday, and we'll see what else happening in Ninerville. All right, Bill. Have a good day.
Oh, did you see that one thing? We're favorites, or at least one of the top 5 teams in the
Yeah,
next year. I said,
I
gosh,
posted that
already?
up. I got so excited. Yeah.
Really? I said, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. But I heard supposedly the needle moved up. Supposedly at number 3. But I don't know if it went up.
Again, I saw number 5. All right. All right, fam.
All right.
See you Wednesday. Yeah. And 650. Area code
Ronbo,
650.
you hear me?
Yes, who's this?
Ronbo, you got me, bro?
I got you. What is your name?
Hey, man, I just wanted to see how it felt to be the Rams' bitch.
Hang the phone up on that hoe. Quick.
You roach.
Bitch ass. You know what? Suck? You lost how many times to the 49ers? You got a lot of nerve coming in, crawling up in here talking trash. You guys got lucky. It took you how many times to finally get over the hump? Crawl back in your hole. Hang up on that crap. Santana.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
All right. I was all right until. See, this is what I was talking about. This is why I
that guy just turned a fan yesterday, Ronbo. So
I know. Probably wearing a brand new jersey right now.
Yeah, it's a brand new jersey, fresh with the tag still on. Might return it tomorrow.
I know, right? With the tag, right? You're right. Tag still on it. Take it off and put it back on. He's gonna take it. He's gonna put it back in the box now. Wait for next year. And as soon as the Rams come out looking like the Rams again, he'll take that stuff back down and act like he just bought it yesterday. Clowns.
Yeah, quick recap on yesterday, Rumble. I didn't like that flag, on the red zone towards the end of the game.
I know.
I mean the holding. I think that was BS, but I mean whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, Rumbo.
So many chances. Santana gave him 12 opportunities.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I mean everybody that I've talked to, and they talk about it and they say it's a bullshit call, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, dude, it's it's funny though, man. It just sucks, man, that you got a team like the Bengals, man. They fought their way, towards the end with house money too. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, and for them to get, they've been letting him play all game long, and to make a call like that at the end, man.
I know, right?
Let
him play.
It ruins the game, man. It ruins the game, and it wasn't even like a. If it would have been like a little shirt tug or something there, you would have been like, whatever. But it was no hold, man. It wasn't no hold, but.
And Cooper, he'd already escaped. He had already escaped, and he reached around. He was escaped, and he reached around and knocked the ball down. Ref. You can't let that go. Was he going to catch that? No.
Nah, I think the defender. I think he covered him pretty well, but he just had his hand around.
He held him.
Or something,
I mean, he rolled around his body with his hand, and they don't allow that. I understand that, but still, let him play. If it's not real egregious, let it slide, ref.
Yeah, I mean, especially towards the end of the game, man, you can't do that. But anyway,
I know, right?
Kind of kills the
at the 5-yard line, Santana. God.
Yep, I know. It would have been more interesting because it would have been 4th down, and then what did Sean McVay do? Go for a three
and that
field goal, and then they got and. But anyways, what are you talking about, Jimmy G, Ronbo? What do you think? What do we think?
Yeah, what are you gonna get from Jimmy G? Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't think we're gonna get a first. I think that most likely we might get maybe a second, a high second, or a third. I just don't think we will get a first unless the team's really desperate, which I just don't see it, and I mean, if we get a first, that'd be great, but I don't think we are gonna get one. I don't know. Nah, let's be realistic. I don't think so, and I heard some callers say that Nick Foles and them got a first for Nick Foles and stuff like that. I mean,
well, they did. But you know what? Hey, Santana, you do have to look at one thing, though. There's no real glory, no golden boys in the draft this year. There may be a possibility that somebody might pick up a Jimmy Garoppolo, but because I don't think that Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay, and I doubt Russell Wilson is going to leave Seattle.
Yeah,
And Kyler Murray
leave
is
Seattle,
like
yeah.
becoming a wayward child over in Arizona. So if you got to offer Arizona something for Kyler, you know,
they're all staying. They're all staying in their own team, Ronbo. They ain't leaving nowhere. I think. Look, I mean, I think now that I think about it, I think we could get a first round pick for Jimmy G if you know. And I mean, Jimmy G is a solid player. Don't get me wrong; he's a solid player. But you know, it's just inconsistency with him and injuries, and so I don't know if a team wants to. I don't know if a team wants to, take a risk with that, but if they get a healthy Jimmy, they can get wins for sure under their belt.
And Sandra, you take the risk, but you give conditional picks. For Niners, we'll tell you what, we'll give you guys a third round pick this year. If we do well, then we'll give you a first round pick next year. But right now, third is the best we can do. And we think that's a gift, because that's what teams are going to look at Jimmy now. And like the reason you just stated, Jimmy is getting hurt at exactly the wrong time.
Yeah, the wrong time. But
season.
I think you see that's one of the reasons too, Ronbo. I think we're moving on from him, but I think like we this year again, man, he was injured. I mean, was it his fault? No, but he was he was still injured.
Still happened.
Going into the playoffs and stuff like that, he was injured. So
injuries follow him.
I think
even I have to admit it now.
It's just bad luck. I think he just has bad luck. That's
Right.
But and another thing about Trey Ronbo, I know a lot of people want to say bad things about Trey, or they say that he's not ready. But I mean, if you really watch against the Cardinal game, that Cardinals versus the Cardinals, if you remember, there was a lot of flags that was affecting Trey. It was 3-15, drop balls in that game, and even then we came close to winning that game. And then and then from that game to the Texans, there was a huge improvement from Trey Lance. He started off a little slow in the first half, but that's because he hadn't played.
I agree.
Catch his rhythm.
He looked a lot better in that Texans game than he did the first time. Because the first time I saw Trey, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
it's going to take a while. But he improved a lot between that game and the Texas game. You're right. So
and the second half, he picked it up and he was throwing dimes. So I mean,
I was impressed by two throws in that Texas game. You're right. I got to give it to him.
So I got faith in the kid. And
we got to have. They got no choice.
I mean, trust me, Ronbo. He's gonna be good.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. All right.
All right, man. See you, man. Yeah.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe me, I want Lance to do well. For those people accused me of not liking Lance, no, you're so far off base you wouldn't believe it. I want him to do well. I wonder how long it takes. It takes polished pros to get comfortable in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. But the advantage here is Trey doesn't have any background that needs to be shifted. I have thought about that. So whatever Kyle teaches him, it'll be his first experience, and he ain't got to come in and say, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do all that now. Kyle. Let me talk to you for a minute, man. Ain't nobody. You'll never see that from anybody else. Trey's everything Kyle says, he's gonna eat it up. He's gonna go do it. That could be a huge plus, and we don't have to lose any games while he's trying to learn next year, which is my fear. Hey, Don.
What's up, Ronbo? What's happening?
Don, man, I'm just looking at this thing. We're gonna have to get rid of Jimmy. What we're gonna get back for him, and what do you think?
Yeah, I know. I heard the rumor or report today that we could possibly finesse the 11th first overall.
Hey, but don't take it too seriously, though, Don, because every year the media does this to us. Every year they do this.
Yeah.
Get your
they
hopes
do
all
this.
up,
That's true.
and then you
I
find
don't
out
think,
the truth.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I honestly don't think we'll get a first rounder for Jimmy, to be honest with you. I mean, if we did, we would probably be the luckiest team ever to freaking do that again. Because Jimmy G, why would we be able to get a first rounder if he's known for getting hurt, for one, and two, obviously the slander that of course that keeps coming around that he can't win big games, mainly, even though that's all the crud that they give him for. But yet when other people struggle, they don't give them crap. So
yeah. Hey, Don, for example, Aaron Rodgers has been to one Super Bowl, right? He has been
Only
in
been
how
to
many
one,
NFC
yep.
championship games? But that's fine. He's Aaron Rodgers. We're still going to give him all kind of respect. Because every time anybody says, let's bring Aaron Rodgers in, I say, I really like Aaron. He's a great, phenomenal player. But why does he lose? And he's had some great players because a lot of people, 49er fans in particular, like to say, well, he didn't have the team he'd have with us. Oh, man, he had an outstanding team on several different occasions and came up short. But that's that's not going to make any difference to anybody. So if we get Aaron Rodgers, Don, would you take Aaron Rodgers if he had a chance to come to San Francisco?
I mean, it obviously depends if we have the money to have him, because I don't know how much he's going to want, to be honest with you.
More than Jimmy's getting.
I mean, I don't even know if
Or was
himself.
getting.
Yeah. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind Aaron Rodgers, to be honest with you, but
we'd win in the regular season.
That would be.
We would kick butt for sure.
We would.
Yeah.
It's just, I know when it comes playoff time, especially like you said, the championship games, that's the recurring joke for him. He cannot even pass the championship game ever since that Super Bowl. He cannot do it with the teams that they freaking had over the years. And we were part of
We've taken him out 3 times.
4 or 3 times, I believe.
3. Cap took him out. Yeah, well, that was even before the NFC Championship game. Jimmy took him out twice this year and a few years. It wasn't fully Jimmy, but still Jimmy was on the roster, right? And that's why I look at Jimmy's leadership and some other things when he's not – because Kyle Shanahan's offense, Kyle is not going to make the quarterback the focal point of his offense. Kyle beats you with every guy on the field, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
And so people are confusing that with Jimmy Garoppolo's talent or lack of.
Yeah. I mean, why shouldn't we utilize our whole offense? I mean,
I agree.
We run game, the wide receivers, the tight end. I mean, I'm still baffled by how we're using.
You got Debo running.
Well, Debo, I know Debo, but I mean Trent Williams, where he can act like a fullback and just truck people like it's freaking nothing. And
this is Kyle Shanahan's football, Don. He's never going to rely fully on one guy. He's going to beat you any way he can, and if he sees that you got a weak link, he's going to attack that. So I got Debo as a running back and a wide receiver. You don't know what he's going to do. Like you just mentioned, Trent Williams running down the sideline like a fullback. I said, what? Bam! It worked! Oh! See, X's and O's, Kyle does not think like everybody else. It's always outside the box. So if anybody thinks we're going to get a quarterback in there and just be gunning the ball all game long, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. That's never going to happen with Kyle.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be interesting because I know this offseason, I honestly think it's going to be the most interesting in a long time because you got all these narratives, all the rumors and everything. I know it's starting to hype up now.
I know. It's off season.
Ooh, man.
70%, remember, Don, are going to be lies.
Yeah, for us. I mean, as far as for Jimmy G, I mean, as far as where is he going to go, I mean, I honestly believe he may go to the Steelers. I mean, because that's a place where he can be able to at least do what he wants more because I heard that story where, they were saying that he and Kyle didn't get along because he felt like that he wasn't allowed to pass more than what he should. I mean, not to say that we can't run the ball and everything.
No,
you saw the intangibles he had.
Yeah, him and his dad, they want to run the ball. And especially when you got the kind of running backs we had. Who's going to take the ball away from Raheem Mostert in the playoffs? The guy's running for 200 yards. Why in hell do I need my quarterback to pass? When these guys, I'm burning up the clock, I'm scoring points. No, stop. Jimmy, I need for you to throw the ball. Makes no sense. Mm-hmm. If you're killing him with that weapon, then kill him with it. You know? That's what I'm saying. And everything is predicated off that run anyway with Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. That's just the way that works. So pass game, play action, that's what he wants to do. Keep you confused.
And with Trey Lance, obviously, I mean, depending how the offseason goes, and if we don't get anybody, I mean, we'll roll with Trey Lance, and
he'll be ready.
I hope
he'll be ready.
Yeah, be not afraid to pass, and he can rush too.
Yeah.
Imagine all the fakes and everything we can do. Just screw with that defenses. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, but what you just don't want is an RG3 situation where he's running too much, because that's how you end up.
Yeah, I think Shanahan would know that, though. I think Shanahan would know that.
And that's why, he doesn't want to go through that again. No torn ACLs. No Lamar Jackson out for half the season. You run your quarterback, he ends up being like your running back. And Don, how many running backs do we go through every year?
Ooh, now that's a good question, because we've had Frank Gore for the longest time, and ever since then, yeah, we went through a lot of running backs ever since.
So this is why
I remember
when people think we're going to start running Trey often, think again. Running backs don't survive. How's Trey going to survive? No, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, we'll see what he's got if we don't get anybody. But I mean, to be honest with me, though, I just think he needs maybe 1 or 2 more years of development in order to be fully prepared.
No, we don't have that kind of time, though. He's got to get ready. He's got to be ready now, because you can't go to the playoffs this year, NFC Championship, and then next year don't make the playoffs. That looks bad. That looks really bad. Anyway.
That's true.
Don, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, man. I'll be back midweek looking for you, and let's talk some more 49ers football. Let's see what develops. And be careful of those things you hear out of the media. They're working us now. Oh, they're going to work us, too.
Oh, yeah, they're going to work everybody. I already know one thing, though, Ronbo.
Yeah.
You think those Rams are really going to go back and defend that title?
No.
No, they won't.
I would bet big money. No. No. In fact, no. God.
Yeah.
They won by 3 points with a team that they should have mopped the floor with this year. If they lose 1 or 2 of those big blue chip players they signed, they're back to being the Rams. God. All right, and Von Miller's not coming back. Odell Beckham Jr. is liable to retire. I think it may be a torn ACL. It just
he said I think he tore his ACL. If he said something, that means he means it. I'm like, yeah, oh boy, this ride that they have. Yeah, Cinderella ride. And guess what? The clock already struck midnight.
The car stops here and get off. Hey, all right, Don. I'll see you Wednesday if you got time for us. All right, have a good night, fam.
Yeah, I'll split for you tomorrow. All right. Talk to you later. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and have yourselves a good night.
Thanks, fam. Oh God. MP, you're right. Rams needed help when scripted. You know what? I can only disrespect the Rams so much. Why? Because the halftime show was deaf. Oh, my God, that was good. But squeaking out a win against a team that you should have beat by 2 touchdowns, Rams, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how I can respect that. Congratulations to your Super Bowl. But, ain't no point in chest beating. Y'all ain't, you should have beat them better than that. And they get one more break, and you didn't win. I ain't giving you get that much respect from me. I'll give you that much, all right? Calling in here talking, boy, what, lost your mind? Anyway, fam, I will, thanks for the contribution. I'll see you Wednesday and see what's going on in Ninerville. Jimmy may be gone. No, he's got to wait till March 16th. Okay. Later, fam.